Thank you. Well, I just wanted to start out by thanking Kevin and the Impact team for the opportunity to come and showcase our endeavors in the Houston market. When I was approached about coming to present on this topic, I thought to myself, well, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. I've spent my entire career in the operations sector of our business. And only until the recent, maybe year and a half or two, have I become responsible for the development of markets. I certainly wouldn't consider myself a subject matter expert. But when I look at the results over the past couple of years, it appears we don't have one of those anyway. So it looks like I'm going to be okay. So in concert with a lot of the other business metrics available in the industry, as a company, we sort of began to develop our own Gulf Coast initiative for obvious reasons. And let me make sure the presentation is playing, but there. Back up, perhaps, there. Okay, so we began to put this strategy together and knew it was important that we need to put the resources and invest in getting this to go forward. So we thought it would be a good idea to pair an operations lead with a business development resource, and that business development resource we did not have. We needed to go find someone. And we leveraged the relationship with Impact and used Teresa Mangus and Bruce Camrad, and we were able to identify and obtain that resource in pretty short order. So the next step was to begin to formalize the plan itself, and as most of the folks in our business are engineer by trade, we began formulating this Bernoulli equation, and as it turns out, again, with the help of Teresa and Bruce, this is a little bit as much of a science, as much of an art as it is science. And so they helped us put something together that was a whole lot more understandable and made a whole lot more sense to us. And the one piece that I do want to focus on and spend a little bit of time, because this is where most of the heavy lifting came from, and that's in the market analysis side of this. You can spend a tremendous amount of time and a tremendous amount of effort mining countless bits of data in a market as rich as what the Gulf Coast is currently. And once again, with the help of Impact and Teresa and Bruce, we were able to obtain that information in pretty short order. And then not only just obtaining it, helping us put that together in a way that we could begin to develop a value proposition to address the market. And based on our core competencies and the metrics that we were looking at, we began to develop this value proposition, and these are the items that we felt were where we could make a difference. So because there's so many targets in the Gulf Coast area, our next step was to develop some selection criteria to make sure that we were focused on the opportunities that we had the best chance of winning. And so the development of the selection criteria was important to maintain that focus. So once we had that data, we were able to identify some targets in that market. And within about 6 months, we were able to go from a Gulf Coast initiative to an actual boots-on-ground project in the Houston area. This is LBC, which is a tank terminal in Seabrook, Texas. Arguably, probably one of the smaller projects in our overall program and mix of work that we do, but wildly successful for us, and it has allowed us to grow that presence in the Houston area. Initially the project was relatively small, but as it turns out, due to our performance on the site and kind of a phased release of the work, we're continuing to grow the overall project here. So it has been a good example of how to demonstrate the use of Impact along with the contractor to obtain a work in a new geography. So thank you very much, Kevin, and your team. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.